Dana Osgood is tracking our forecast. I'm just going to leave it to you because I feel like whatever I say won't apply to someone because we had a little of everything for the state today.
Yeah, exactly. If you were in eastern Maine today, it ended up being a pretty nice day. But for areas in northern and western Maine, we've had to deal with either the wildfire smoke or the thunderstorms, temperatures kind of all over the place. So we've had a lot to talk about in the weather department today. Exactly. So this is what our radar imagery looks like right now. So you can kind of see that our thunderstorm and shower activity is kind of moving in this counterclockwise pattern, and that's because it's moving around an area of low pressure here. So most of those showers and storms are along the Canadian border and then back into New Hampshire. Now, most of the strong storms at this point have moved off to our south. A lot of lightning associated with those moving to areas south of Boston at this time. Now, if you were in areas of western or northern Maine today, you might not have noticed the wildfire smoke because you couldn't see it, but it is still there. There's still a pretty thick area of wildfire smoke over us. You can see that in this purple color here. And as long as we're in this northern or northwesterly flow, we're going to continue to see that wildfire smoke move in from Canada. So that means it's going to last throughout the rest of the day today, into tomorrow, and likely into the weekend. In fact, it probably won't move out of our area until we have a front move through that would be able to change our wind direction. So I would say probably around Sunday. Now, because of this, the National Weather Service has issued an air quality alert for the areas shaded in gray here, and that's for the northern third of the state. This is in effect until 11 p.m. tonight, again, because of that wildfire smoke. So over the next few hours, we'll continue to see some of those showers and storms kind of in the same general areas along the Canadian border and areas of northern Maine, and then back through western Maine and into New Hampshire. Most of those will dissipate overnight once we lose the sunshine factor. And then as we get into early tomorrow morning, there's probably going to be some fog, especially along coastal areas or in the valleys of the mountains. And then a lot of us end up with some sunshine later in the afternoon, though once again, it'll be that hazy sunshine because of the wildfire smoke. A couple of scattered showers and storms, in areas back into the mountains and then back into New Hampshire as we get into the afternoon there on Friday, though overall less than we probably saw today. I do think Saturday is the better of the two weekend days, but overall it's going to be fairly cloudy, and then we're watching the potential for some scattered showers throughout the day on Sunday. So overall, it's not the best weekend, but I don't think it's definitely not going to be a washout, and I don't think it's a bad weekend overall. Now we're watching Ernesto here. Even though it's going to go pretty far to our east, it still will have kind of an indirect impact on us. So we're going to see some rip currents and the possibility of some high swells along the coastline as we go into the weekend. Now we're going to have a cold front move through, so we're going to watch the potential for some shower activity both on Sunday and Monday. And then Ernesto here you'll see is far enough east where it isn't going to have an impact on us in the precipitation department, but like those rip currents that I mentioned and the high swells for the weekend. Marine forecast there sees 2 feet. Ocean temp there is 66 degrees. So let's look at that 7-day forecast. So overall, I think most of us will be dry throughout the day tomorrow, but there is that kind of isolated chance of a shower or thunderstorm in the mountains. So we did add that into the 7-day forecast here. Any sunshine you do see over the next few days will likely be fairly hazy because of that wildfire smoke that's still going to linger throughout the rest of the week and into the weekend. I think if you want the better of the 2 weekend days, Brian, personally, I would choose Saturday. It's not a perfect weekend by any means, but it's not bad either.
That's right, even if it turns out to be half and half.
Exactly.
Saturday's still good. All right, Dana.
I like it.
Thank you.